How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Diamond Matter channel. If you're new to me, thank you very much for clicking on this video. I'm Chris Bilton. I was a professional jeweler in the UK for over 20 years, but then I moved to Japan, so I'm unable to work as a jeweler here, just simply because I don't speak Japanese well enough. And so I want to keep my skills alive and put it to good use, so I'm making jewellery making instructional videos for the Diamond Matter YouTube channel, so welcome. Please click like and subscribe if you're into all that. Now I start my videos now by saying thank you to new patrons. I've got a few because it's been like well over a week since I last made a video, because I've been doing a full instructional guide, as you know, you just saw from the YouTube thumbnail. Get onto that in a sec. So we've got Wim, Arnie, designed by Joe, Chris Buchan, Vitaltus Kudzma, sorry if that's wrong, Ian Serro, Melinda K. Donaldson, got D. Main, these are from the last few days, we've got Leo Thomas Johnson, Rich Crabtree, and I might be repeating some of these, I'm not sure. We've got Peter Scrace and Taitori no Suma, that's Japanese for Taitung San's wife. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate you becoming patrons and members. It genuinely really helps me continue this channel and encourages me to work harder as well, because obviously if I accept money from people, it means I've got a job to do, I've got to deliver. So yeah, right, let's get into this one. So as you are aware from the YouTube thumbnail, we are making this, the Britney Spears engagement ring. Now it's not exactly the same as hers, and I did that on purpose because just out of respect for her and the money she spent, I don't want to put information online teaching people how to have exactly what she's got. So this is just very similar. It's kind of like my sort of version of it. And if I'm honest, I think mine's better because her one, from the pictures I had, seemed to be just cut off flat underneath. Like the claws would just, looking from this angle, the claws would just be flat sticking out the side, and that would be flat underneath that bezel. My one gave it a bit of extra kind of design flair. Claws go underneath and then I round it off sort of under it, so it just gives it a bit more design. So as for the size of this bezel, check it out. Referring to the picture, I mean that's the outside of it and it's still quite far from the girdle, so obviously the stone is sitting in it. Look where it is compared to the total height of the stone. That's well below the girdle. It's like sort of 2/3 down from the girdle, so it's really quite a lot smaller than the diameter of it. This little bezel, I'm just going to work on it a little bit, get it neatened up, make sure there's no lumpy solder joint there before I start marking it out and putting claws on it and stuff. So what a nicely made looking little thing we have now. Wonderful. When you get to this stage and you've got all your claws on, I like to put my stone in and then sort of check it's touching all 4 or however many claws simultaneously as the stone is like horizontal, because if it's only touching 3 and then one of your claws is out a little bit, you need to be suspicious of its angle. Try and hold it in position, bend it round. You've got to like get it out of line a little bit so you can go past the end. If you wrap it round sort of 1 or 2 sizes smaller than when you want it, because it always springs open again, then it should be able to sort of go where you want it to. Just push it up the stick to exactly where you want. So it should be nice and tight to the stick all the way around, nice round. You've got the longest possible section left remaining. I just get anything. I'm going to cut off the end bit. This is a milled bit of metal, so the end bit's never very nice. Just cut it off there, draw a little line on that bit as well. And so I've got a mark where to cut it. So that's only using what I need, and then just chopping off that little bit of no man's land, and then I've got the maximum amount left for the next job or the next person. Here we go. So I know the bottom's lined up nicely because it was on the ring stick. Hold on to it tight enough not to move it, but not too tight. It squashes it. So like, you gotta hand it to the Japanese, even something very simple. It's so beautifully finished. It's like I can feel that the person who made that took pride in their work and did it carefully. I mean, you'll tell me a machine just stamped it out on a bit of stick, but that to me is a really nice thing. So I do like that about Japan. You notice details on things that you would take for granted in the UK, or I used to anyway. You just buy a brush, just use it. But in Japan, I find myself studying things more closely and appreciating them. So remember, we're just thinning off the top a little bit. So it looks bit different already. Just taking the curvature off from the outside. Yay! I think we got it. So now just a little bit of careful rubber wheeling. So I'm looking at the notches for the girdle. Nice and horizontal. Sit in the notches, didn't cut out too much like I did last time. So I don't know what happened, just one thing led to another, and then I ended up with a Britney Spears ring.